can deny that we now live in hyper-polarized political atmosphere, but in that atmosphere as well, how low is too low? The question has been asked periodically when there have been abusive tirades on the election campaign or even in parliament. But while now it has become unfortunately normalized to abuse your political opponents or even their family members, elderly parents, fair game? That question is being asked today after a video emerged of an abusive tirade unleashed by some Congress supporters at the Prime Minister and his late mother. This video is from a political rally organized by a Congress leader in Bihar's Darbhanga on Wednesday. This event was held as a part of Rahul Gandhi's ongoing voter adhikar yatra. Rahul Gandhi himself was not present at this spot. So far, Rahul Gandhi or the Congress party has not reacted. However, his party men have come in to offer an explanation. Before we go any further, listen in to what exactly was said. But naturally, the BJP sharpened its attack and said that this time even the last line has been crossed when it comes to decency and probity in public life. Multiple FIRs have been filed against not just Mohammad Naushad, the local Congress leader who had organized this gathering, but also Rahul Gandhi in Bihar. So far, the Congress has not reacted, like I said, but Mohammad Naushad has stepped up with an apology, an explanation, and even a condemnation.
मैंने ये सुना है कि वो लड़का माइनर था और हमारे एक दो जो मंच पे आदमी थे उन्होंने एक दो थप्पड़ भी उसको मारा है और उसको आप देखिएगा वीडियो में उसको उससे माइक छीन भी रहे हैं। तो इस तरीके की घटना नहीं होनी चाहिए। मैं उसकी निंदा करता हूं और क्षमा मांगता हूं। हमारे देश के प्रधानमंत्री हैं वो और हम लोग क्योंकि मुजफ्फरपुर में रैली थी, जैसे राहुल गांधी जी की गाड़ी आगे निकली हम लोग पीछे हम लोग उनके साथ निकल गए। प्रोग्राम हमारा खत्म हो चुका था।
भाजपा के जो स्लीपर सेल हैं वह महागठबंधन के यात्रा के दौरान भाजपा के ही स्लीपर सेल पूरे माहौल को खराब करने के लिए अपने प्रधानमंत्री के खिलाफ नारा लगा रहे हैं और आने के बाद हमको भी गाली देते हैं और अपने नेता को भी गाली देते हैं और आरोप लगाते हैं कि हमारे कार्यक्रम में हुआ। यह बात असत्य है। अगर हमारे पार्टी के कोई नेता तेजस्वी यादव जी, राहुल गांधी जी या हमारे सीनियर लीडरों ने इस तरह का अभद्र भाषा का इस्तेमाल हो तो उसका वीडियो फुटेज दिखाया जाए, जिससे हम लोग ऐसे लोगों को कार्रवाई करेंगे।
मैं यहाँ से राहुल जी जब आए थे तो राहुल जी के पीछे मुजफ्फरपुर चला गया था। उसके आधे पौन घंटे के बाद की घटना है ये और मैंने ये अभी वीडियो भी डाला है, सारे मीडिया को भी दिया है मैंने। और जो भी ये हुआ है निंदनीय है और मैं उसकी बहुत क्षमा मांगता हूँ और माफी मांगता हूँ कि इस तरीके की चीजें नहीं होनी चाहिए। और मैं साथ में कोशिश भी करूंगा कि उस लड़के को, पुलिस से मैंने बात की है, थाना प्रभारी से बात किया है मैंने और मैंने कहा उनको ढूंढ के उसको सजा दिया जाए। जो जिस लड़के ने ऐसा हुआ, मेरे प्रधानमंत्री, मेरे देश के प्रधानमंत्री, यात्रा कांग्रेस बीजेपी अलग बात है, लेकिन किसी भी हमारे देश के प्रधानमंत्री को कोई गाली इस तरीके से देगा वो हम बर्दाश्त नहीं करेंगे।
And that brings us to the questions on which the buck should stop here. Can vulgar abuse be tolerated in the name of a vote adhikar yatra, and is the overall pulling down of public discourse with two tarak being normalized only the first step in the direction of open abuse and who knows, maybe even physical violence one day? Pradeep Bhandari continues with us along with Anand Ranganathan and Sanjay Jha. We'll have Ashutosh joining us back in just a second. Pradeep Bhandari, the logic given is Rahul Gandhi wasn't present. No big Congress leader was present. Why are you pinning it on him?
Well, Padmaja ji, because it is Rahul Gandhi who promotes this culture in the Congress party, and the Gandhi Vadra family, which is not able to digest the fact that a poor man has become the Prime Minister for the third consecutive time, and their old saying that system to hamara hai, sarkar tumhari has now changed, and they're neither in the system nor in the government. If their argument is that Rahul was not present, recall what Rahul Gandhi had said, that युवा जो है Prime Minister Narendra Modi को डंडे से मारेंगे. Recall what Priyanka Vadra in before 2019. I will show you this video. Priyanka Vadra was present with the kids and they were raising slogans against the Prime Minister. And 6-year-old kids were asked to personally abuse the Prime Minister, which later was deleted from the Congress handle. So when it is Mrs. Vadra or Mr. Gandhi themselves using these languages, it is but understandable that the Congress party and its leaders will know that this is the culture of the Congress party. Was Subodh Khan Sai, who used similar language, suspended from the Congress party?
Okay.
No. The real issue is that the family-owned party is not able to digest the fact that a poor person has become the prime minister, and recall what they did with Draupadi Murmu. Draupadi Murmu ji, the first tribal woman president, she was called as Rashtrapatni again by the Congress.
Let's stick to this particular episode. Sanjay Jha, how do you defend this? And the argument is that there is a tacit provocation. When Rahul Gandhi goes on a vote adhikar yatra and says, "वो मोदी जो है वो वोट चोर है, वोट चोर गद्दी छोड़," और says ट्रंप ने कॉल किया मोदी को और कहा तू सुन, तू बंद कर दे 5 घंटे में, उसने 12 घंटे की जगह 5 घंटे में बंद कर दिया. That is a tacit way of saying that listen, this man should be attacked verbally and maybe physically. Sanjay Jha.
Padmaja, first and foremost, a strong condemnation of any kind of vulgarity, whether it's against the Prime Minister, frankly, against anybody. I mean, it's disgraceful, and we should not even, frankly, have a discussion on it. I'm sure everybody's on the same page. But since Mr. Bhandari wanted to politicize this, I need to politicize it back and let your viewers know, and I agree with him, that political cultures is set by the people at the top. You know, that dog whistle is done by people at the top. So Bhandari Sahib, just to kind of refresh or jog your memory back, do you remember who called Dr. Shashi Tharoor's late wife as 50 crore ka girlfriend? You approve of that? Do you remember who called Mrs. Sonia Gandhi a New Jersey cow? Do you remember who called Rahul Gandhi a hybrid cow? Do you remember someone who actually told an entire community that by the dress you wear, by the clothes you wear, I know what you are capable of? Who called a particular community, hum 5 hamare 25 and puncture fix karte hain? So listen, let's not get into moralistic grandstanding.
Prime Minister. Fine, you think that he's used intemperate language. Why attack his mother?
The political system is at fault.
What's his mother got to do with it? And by the way, when you say that it comes from the top, are you also insinuating that what Mohammad Naushad has got done in Darbhanga came from the top?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that every political party is responsible for the extremely pitiable, substandard, subpar and disgusting level of political and public discourse.
I know one BJP leader,
I know one BJP leader who used the most offensive word, just 100%, exactly.
That was despicable. And he was not given a ticket subsequently, and good for him. And when he was given a ticket in the assembly, he lost because people watch this.
Yeah, they should. Absolutely, they should.
No, but sir, I agree with my question. Is it crude to say, Modi, tu war khatam kar de?
All I'm going to tell you is that, listen, there is a campaign on to say vote chor, gaddi chor. That's nothing. That's the way the rhetoric or the political language is spoken during a campaign. There's nothing wrong with that. I think this is a one-off instance, but it has to be condemned in the strongest possible terms.
Quick rebuttal, Pradeep Bhandari. Then I'll go to Ashutosh and Dr. Ranganathan. Yes.
Well, Padmaja, they called Prime Minister Narendra Modi as Chaukidar Chor hai. The people of India gave him a thumping mandate. They called him a Maut ka Swadagar. He came with absolute majority in 2014. So time and again, the poor people of this country have told the Gandhi Vadra family that your hatred for the poor individuals in this country and a poor man reaching to the constitutional post, we will reject that. The Prime Minister's mother is no more. She has already passed away. Is it an Indian culture to drag Prime Minister's mother who's not among us? It is not Indian culture. This tells you that deep inside Rahul Gandhi and Gandhi Vadra family, there is immense hatred for Prime Minister Narendra Modi because he has become the 3rd consecutive Prime Minister, which has never happened with the Gandhi Vadra family. And it's just not the Prime Minister. They did it with Draupadi Murmu ji. They did it with Ramnath Kovind. It's a commonality with everybody who does not belong to the family and reaches the highest constitutional post.
Ashutosh?
See, unfortunately, we are living in an age where the vulgarity and obscenity and abuses has become the new normal.
Made normal by who?
I do not see. So nobody in his senses will defend this kind of language. Nobody. I think he's our Prime Minister. Whether we agree with his politics, whether we agree with his ideology, that's a different thing altogether. But anybody who has done it, I think the law should take its own course. The man should not be spared. But let me add a few things. I think let's not forget it. One of the BJP spokesperson, and I think Pradeep is one of the better spokesperson in the BJP who never uses abusive language. One of the better senior BJP spokesperson has abused a fellow panelist with maa ki gali. maa ki gali. And 2 days back, another senior BJP spokesperson has called a fellow a women Congress panelist kind of language used. No action was taken. Neither the Mr. Prem Shukla was action was taken against him nor against Mr. Bhatia.
Okay.
Now, the issue is when you're talking about gali gali mein shor hai और इंदिरा गांधी चोर है, ये नारा बहुत पहले लगा था. एक चीज लेट्स नॉट एक और नारा लगता था इमरजेंसी के जमाने में, और वो बीजेपी प्रदीप प्लीज एक जमाने में इंदिरा गांधी के बारे में क्या नारा लगता था? गली गली में झंडी है इंदिरा गांधी. आई एम नॉट यूजिंग द वर्ड. सी आई एम ओनली सेइंग इज somewhere it has to stop. Whether it is Indira Gandhi, whether it is Narendra Modi, whether it is Rahul Gandhi. And if Narendra Modi is, and we all are touchy about because if our mother is being abused. But if Narendra Modi's mother has been abused, we should condemn it. But what about Sonia Gandhi? Sonia Gandhi happens to be the mother of Rahul Gandhi and the Priyanka Gandhi, जो शब्द का इस्तेमाल किया. मतलब can a sitting prime chief minister should use those kind of language?
Okay, it's a race to the bottom. ठीक है. When it comes to spokesperson on TV or whether it comes to political leaders, every side is racing to the bottom, Dr. Ranganathan. So there is an equivalence here, says Ashutosh.
Look, every time if Narendra Modi was to get 1 rupee, every time he was abused by the Congress, he'll be a billionaire by now and ED would have raided him. But the fact of the matter is, look, even though it is amusing to see a couple of my panelist friends take recourse to whataboutery saying, well, what about Congress leaders being abused? At least today they will accept that whataboutery is a legitimate course to expose the hypocrisy of somebody. And if you do not indulge in whataboutery, you are being selective. So next time if somebody else indulges in whataboutery, I hope they remember this. But they are right. Fact of the matter is, every politician not only encourages but also indulges in it. But I have to say this, that very few in fact want death and destruction like the way some Congress leaders do on Narendra Modi. I mean, we've seen this Masood guy who said Modi ko boti kar denge. He's back in Congress and every day he's giving sound bites.
Imran
we
Masood.
Had one Mr. Kannan.
And a member of parliament, by the way.
And a member of parliament. And we had one, I think Nilay Kannan was his name. He wanted Shah and Modi killed. So, it's one thing being abusive, which is of course condemnable, but another wanting death and murder of your political opponent.
What do you say about that difference, Ashutosh?
I'm against all kinds of abuses. See, I have anchored enough. I never allowed any politician, whether the senior or the junior, to even utter a single word against the fellow panelists. Forget about it. And I'm on record on this. Anybody can go and check. But the fact of the matter is, today we are living in a time where everybody is so touchy, so bitter, and everybody just wants to demolish or disintegrate anybody who's having a contrarian viewpoint. And that's the sad part of it.
Pradeep Bhandari, nothing was done against your colleagues. Today you cannot sit and preach from a moral pulpit.
Well, Maut ka Saudagar was said by Sonia Gandhi, and that is where the entire moral bankruptcy of the Indian politics started. Our spokespersons have been called terms like Nali ka Keeda by the Congress individuals. There is one of our member of parliament who was said, quote unquote, Mandi mein kya bhav hai, by the Congress social media in charge. They've been called like Tera Baap as Chaprasi. This is where the Congress has stooped down to. I will ask a very simple question, Padmaja ji. They could pressurize DK Shiv Kumar to owe an apology. They could pressurize DK Shiv Kumar to owe a public apology. Rahul Gandhi has said, and I quote, that Yuva Pradhan Mantri Modi ko dande se marenge. That was near to provoking an individual for violence. What happened in the Congress party? When it comes right from the top, that you will provoke individuals to abuse the Prime Minister's late mother, who's no longer with us. You will try to incite people to physically assault the Prime Minister. You will have individuals who said that Maut ka Saudagar. If all of this is the normal culture of the Congress party, you cannot blame us.
Even Sanjay Jha agrees it comes from the top. Even he agrees it comes from the top.
Padmaja, I have a short answer. Since Mr. Bhandari, I agree with Ashutosh, one of the more reasonable and likable people from the BJP, let me remind him, he's probably aware of it. A BJP spokesperson on a program said something so insulting and humiliating about a religious god of another community that it created a diplomatic crisis for India with the Middle Eastern countries. So your party needs to understand that you cannot just be having the license to preach others. First, get your own house in
right to
order.
life
And
was at
Ashutosh
stake,
and I are
Sanjay ji,
both agreeing,
to stand
Pradeep,
for a right to
that we
life.
all have a responsibility to make sure that our
But
public
there is a slight
conversations
difference
are
in that.
civil.
You know what? I mean, you can have your issues with what Nupur Sharma said, but that was in a context. She has since been dragged to
was
court about it as
absolutely in a
well. Here, a public abuse of one person who has said nothing to you. See, that was a debate. Somebody said something. Nupur Sharma responded. That's a completely different issue. Here, the man is not even present at the spot, and you are abusing him and his mother. I don't see what is the equivalence in that. And point number two, I want to gently point out that this is not just about people saying things in a rally. I wonder if you've seen, Sanjay Jha, the kind of things that are being said on social media. Actual national spokespersons are saying the vilest things about not even their political opponents, but about news persons and anchors. How is this normalized? How is this legitimized in this world that we're living in now? I mean, at the rate at which we are going, in 2-3 years from now, people will be slapping and attacking each other. And I don't mean like in a theatrical way. I mean in a very, very serious way.
Yeah, Padmaja, let me answer that one. You know something, you and I and everybody on the panel has a right to feel offended because social media can go to extremes. But have you realized something else that has been normalized in India over the last couple of years? It's even lynching deaths are normalized in India.
No,
Can
they
we
are not.
turn our eye
I'm
blindly?
sorry, but that
Nobody has done
comparison
it.
makes
Come
absolutely
on,
no
this
sense.
this
Every
argument does
single
not work,
lynching
Sanjay.
death
You now
is
coming
met
to
with an
rhetorics.
FIR, a
Sanjay,
charge
you're
sheet
coming
and
to
an arrest.
rhetorics. Your
It
entire
is
Rohit
simply
Memula
not
case
doesn't
is
okay.
make a
also
headline
I'm sorry,
anymore.
Sanjay Jha, that comparison simply does not hold.
It does,
I am
because
telling you
somebody
of
is
a
losing
point
their life.
where
Oranges,
every
Sanjay.
single time,
Somebody is
like
being
I said,
murdered in
I'm
a
not
mob
even talking
lynching.
about your political opponent anymore. You know for a fact that now there are people, when news anchors, news journalists, who people or political parties do not agree with, when they go out in public, they are surrounded, they are called all kinds of names, they are even molested and groped. How did this become normalized? It's just giving free run to the mob. Basically, you're saying this person doesn't agree with us, we do not like this person is fair game for everyone, whether it be a national spokesperson, whether it be a mob on the street.
You remember the journalist in Pune who got bashed up? That poor girl? I mean, how many people have really stood up for her?
Do you
know, I
remember
feel,
the journalist
Padmaja, the
who had been
media
arrested in
fraternity doesn't
Chhattisgarh
fight
when
for its
Bhupesh
own.
Baghel was the
That's
chief
the hard
minister?
truth.
No, do you remember the journalists who were assaulted in Telangana because they were only protesting against the Revant Reddy and because he could not give farmers their due? Let's not go there,
No,
Sanjay.
and I'm sorry, let's not look very far. Do you remember my colleague right here in the channel who has been booked now by your party, which is in government in other states, because they did not like a placard that he put up on his show? We don't have to go very far to Jharkhand, Telangana or Chhattisgarh.
Was threatened by Mr. Pawan Kheda, and Sanjay has not raised a single word just because he exercised his
when
freedom
did
of
we
expression.
let the mob run free? This is not just about one slogan in one place. This is not an oddity. This pretty much seems to be becoming the rule.
See, Padmaja, you are a managing editor of a channel. So anything happens in the channel, buck stops at your table. So in this, the buck should stop at the two tables. One at the leader of opposition's table and another the prime minister's table. If these two gentlemen, they decide this kind of language is not acceptable, we will not tolerate such people who, come what may, take action. This will stop immediately. See, unfortunately, what is happening?
Nobody does, sir.
Padmaja,
that is the whole point. That when the leader legitimizes it by saying things like, "अरे उस मोदी को पकड़ो, अरे उस मोदी को लोग डंडा मारेंगे," और say, "अरे उस मोदी को ट्रंप ने बोला, तू सुन मेरी बात." That is not very civilized language, is it?
Bilkul, Padmaja, and let me also tell you that a few days back, when Mr. Gyanesh Kumar was attacked left, right, and center, and their family members' pictures were pasted on the social media, I tweeted and I said, Gyanesh Kumarji is holding a constitutional post and he's answerable to what he does or did. But to bring his family members, publish their pictures and talk about them is highly objectionable and unethical. His family members should be spared. I think let's devise a civil way of
100%. I don't think even you, Dr. Raghunathan, will differ with that. The buck has to stop right at the top.
No doubt about it. But can I also say that what Nupur said was actually derived from the hadiths? So she did absolutely nothing wrong, and it is a shame that BJP, her own party, refused to stand with her. These are facts. These are not facts that can be contested because there are existing hadiths that quote exactly what Nupur said. So we are so scared as a society right now that we cannot even stand up for somebody mentioning Islamic scriptures. Number two, as far as normalization is concerned, I do agree with Sanjay. But the fact of the matter is, every violent action has been normalized. Why be selective? If lynchings has been normalized, then lynchings of all colors and hues have been normalized. What has been normalized is people attending in tens of thousands the funerals of terrorists. What has been normalized is that people convicted of chopping off the limbs of Sadanand Master, they were being given eulogized send-off to jail by CPIM. Everything has been normalized. To say selectively only one set has been normalized would be wrong.
The problem, though, is that this political violence gets called out by the affected side. But when this kind of abuse and physical violence is legitimized and people get caught in the crossfire, there is nobody to speak for them. The BJP will protect its own, the Congress perhaps will protect its own and file FIRs against each other. But what happens to others who are in the crossfire? I leave that food for thought with you. For the time being, thanks very much, gentlemen, for joining us. Always remember, if such behavior is normalized, it is us who stand to suffer, and which is why the buck stops at the desk of those right at the top. Thanks for watching.